What up, stream? How goes it? How is your Friday? I hope you are having the best Friday ever. I'm having a great Friday myself. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning into stream. Got a special one tonight for you. If you didn't look at the title already, I'll fill you in. We're interviewing a guy named John Card. His call sign is Orion. He plays for a group, or with a group, a team called MagfedMenace. And they're hosting an event. Actually, let me take that back real quick. There's a group called 4-7 that's hosting an event that MagfedMenace is a part of. And it's called Black Horizon. And this game sounds awesome. And it got to a point where I thought to myself, you know what, we got to interview John because we need to know exactly what it is that we're dealing with here for a game. I want to know everything about it. I want to get information about it. I want the players that tune in to our live stream on the regular to understand what this game is about because it sounds sweet. And we got to bring it to you. And we got to talk to the guy in charge. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hit you guys with the promos. So bear with me. Here's the first one. This is what we do every couple of weeks. This is Faction War. It's our 12-month limited ammo open class paintball engagement for players of all skill levels. That's right, if you've never played paintball before or you've been playing for a while, this is the move right here. Check it out. We play at a place called AG Paintball in Ware, New Hampshire. We play at a place called Steeltown Paintball in Emsworth, PA, and a place called High Voltage Paintball in Holbrook, Massachusetts. And if you guys need more information on Faction War, you want to find out what it is, how it works, mechanics, etc., rule sets, go to anymagfed.com and you'll get all the info there. Here's the next little segment that we have. One of my favorites, MagFed Mayhem. We've got an event at the end of the month on July 30th at AG Paintball. This is a MagFed only game. If you've never played MagFed before, you don't know what MagFed is, go to YouTube, pop MagFed in the search bar, and look at MagFed from everywhere. It's not just a United States thing, it's a global thing. It's an awesome thing. You're going to want to check it out. It's an FSR friendly event, which is super important for us MagFed players. It's taking place July 30th, and we have a second, or actually I should say the third and the final game in our Mayhem series for this year will be on October 8th. So if you can't make it this weekend, totally understand. Have a great weekend. But put it in your calendar for October 8th. That's totally coming up. Guys, quick promotion for Black Horizon. This is the game that we're promoting this evening, and I think this is the time. It's a perfect time to segue into our interview for the evening, Mr. John Card. And before I do that, I hope you guys enjoy this little scene I created here. I hope you appreciate the scene. It took me maybe 10 minutes to put together, but I think it's pretty badass. So thank you. But yeah, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, John Card. How you doing, John?
I'm well, Clay. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you. As I was saying in our intro there, tonight it's awesome. It's a special occasion. We're interviewing you to talk about the event Black Horizon, taking place 10/1 this year. Guys, again, like I said, put it in your calendar. And for those of you that are tuning in and that you've been watching the stream for a little while, you know that we do paintball-related activities. We host paintball-related events. A lot of the people that we work with in conjunction in the paintball world also host events. These are our friends. These are our paintball family members. And we want to make sure that we get all the information possible out to you guys, so you can prep and you can see what's going on. You can actually attend and be a part of what's going on here. So without further ado, I'm gonna go straight into the Q&A session with you.
Awesome, let's do it.
I'm just gonna hit you with it.
Let's do it.
I love that shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That's a good selection. I like that one. I like that one very much. All right, so again, like I said, guys, we're interviewing John about the Black Horizon event, and before we even get into the event, we need to know a little bit more about who we're dealing with in this event, and I think it's very important to know who John is, and what it is he represents, his team, etc. We need a little background info. So John, if you could just tell us a little bit about who you are, like how long you've been playing paintball, your team, your role on the team, and just basic things like that. I'll give it over to you, man.
Oh, well, I've been playing paintball since 2017. It's also the same year that Menace was founded. I am the team leader. My wife is my XO. I think we're at 13 members right now. We have teammates in New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts. We played games like Kilo, 0 Hour, Freelancers, stuff like that. We're out of Adventure Games in Ware, New Hampshire. We attend your Faction War events, usually every other weekend, and yeah, just we all like to play paintball. Pretty much most of us started and instantly got hooked to MagFed. I know definitely I got bit pretty hard by the MagFed bug. Never really tried. I think I had a Tipman 98 in the beginning. That was pretty fun, but went pretty much immediately right into MagFed, and then of course tried First Strike rounds, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah,
But
we know
hey,
what happens there, man. We all know what happens there. You just get it's they know what they did. They knew what they were doing, I should say, when they were doing it, and they gave it to the right people. Now we're all addicts. But so
it's definitely fun stuff.
it is. It's great. It's awesome. It's an awesome equalizer too. It's a nice balance out in the woods. But tell me about a little bit about Menace. What's MagFed Menace all about? You said you have a chapter here. You got teammates in Vermont, Mass, again, all over New England. What are some of the things that you guys do? What does Menace do?
So again, we do like to travel. We host COVID kind of. The travel game is coming back, but COVID definitely ruined things there for a while.
Yeah.
We used to go to 2 or 3 away events a year. Obviously, this past year we went to 0 Hour when it was resurrected. That was a great time. Went with a decent amount. Not everyone got to go, but it was a great time. Before that, freelancers. That was first strike only. That was a excellent game with
Awesome.
some great people and good time. And it was probably at that game when I decided that I really wanted to do something on my own and do something at AG. And I feel like AG is a perfect place to have a MagFed only game. And we've seen definitely a big growth in MagFed players at adventure games. So thought, why not? Let's embrace it and try something a little bit different than what maybe we're used to seeing at in Where. But so far the reaction's been pretty good, and I think we'll be able to deliver something that people will like, that the local people will like. Hopefully, we'll get some people that will come from further away to come play too. But at least I'm sure even if we don't get a large following, out of state players, the local guys will have a great time no matter what. So I'd like to see it grow into something a little bit more. Obviously, the more faces to shoot, the better. But
All right.
uh, yeah, it should. Just gonna take everything that I've learned in the last 5 years, and the good and the bad.
Yeah.
I bring my ideas up with my teammates and stuff too. And hey, what do you guys think about this? You yourself, Clay, have helped me. I've shot a lot of ideas past you. There's some other guys out there that have also helped me decent amount. Opinions, ideas, what they think works, it doesn't work. Um, you know, Even as simple as stuff like, hey, you think this font is stupid, this video or whatever. Takes a lot of work to do. Even stuff like setting this up is it takes a lot of work and time. So, but I feel like it's worth it. I want to do it for everyone to have a good time, and that's that's my goal, is to have basically have a good fun game, really.
That's
And
awesome.
I think we can do that.
I think we can too, and I think you kind of nailed it too. You skipped ahead on me a little bit, but I think you nailed it perfectly when you were talking about hosting at AG and hosting a MagFed game at AG. Because we've been playing there for a while, we know the field, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think it is an excellent spot for a MagFed only game that is exactly how what you've described to me so far, how you've crafted it. I think it's perfect for it, and I think that you'll agree that the way that AG operates is a place that, and you can probably back me up on this, is definitely a MagFed friendly environment. They're definitely there to cater to the MagFed community as well. It's not just like you know, a tournament structure or an OG Woods Ball or a pump or stock class mech, tournaments all the time. It's awesome because I think you'll agree AG's a pretty well-rounded place.
Yes,
It
yeah. There's a
is.
wide variety of people there,
Yeah,
for
and I was
sure.
gonna ask, is that a reason that kind of played into the reason why you wanted to host there? Because I knew you could have probably hosted at some other fields as well. You could have gone to some other places, but is that Would you agree that's part of the reason
I
why you
mean,
chose that field?
I Eric at Adventure Games has done a lot for my family and for paintball in general, and he's always adding new things to the field and trying to make things better for everyone that plays there. And again, he's always been receptive to ideas and the stuff that we've done there. We ran 5 rounds of the MagFed challenge. He let us take over a whole field for half a day, so multiple times. So I mean, it was the obvious choice. I do like fields at other at other paintball parks, but I just AG is my home. I really like going to New York for 0 hour, Pennsylvania, EMR for stuff like Kilo and freelancers, but feel like AG kind of has like the best of all those places combined into one place really. So kind of Eric's gonna give us a whole section of the park to go play with and pretty much do whatever we want with. So that it's not an opportunity I feel like I could have gotten anywhere else. But for the most part, we have free reign of what we want to do.
That's
There's
awesome.
obviously there's limits, but you know,
Yeah, but still, that's excellent, and it sounds like it's, not only a place that's like near and dear to you, but it also sounds like a place that, based on what you were saying earlier, has that potential to kind of foster the growth of Black Horizon or other events that you guys may decide to host. I mean, you already host the Granite State MagFed Challenge, which is awesome. If you guys don't know what the GSMC is, you need to check it out. I'll post up links later. I'll post up links in the Discord. And then if you need to go to my link tree, you can do that and check out all the socials. I'll post it up there as well. But that's just, again, another one of the things that MagfedMenace does, that I think is a little bit out of the box. It's different, and I really enjoy it. I think it's a cool, unique element, which piques my interest even more about Black Horizon. I mean, I almost want to like skip to the end so I can ask you all the juicy questions now, but I can't. We got to go through the order of what we did a little bit earlier in the dry run segment. We have to go through and get into the basics of the meat and potatoes of this interview here. So if you're ready, I'm gonna ask just a couple of different questions because I want as much information as possible on this event.
let's do it.
All right, you ready? All right. So, and let's see. These are random questions. I've had a couple of different questions shot over to me. Excuse me, via messenger from a couple of different people, and I'll let you know who they're from later. I'm just gonna ask you these questions. Some of the ones these are what we went over in the dry run. Some of these are completely new and different. So, just go with me. Let's see. I'll start with this one right here. All right. So let's go with you telling us exactly what Black Horizon is in a nutshell. Like the overarching process of Black Horizon and what it is as a game for, like, if you were almost to kind of like see it in an advert or a flyer, like what are the takeaways that people are going to immediately get from the game before we get into all the cool like the other stuff, like like a biop and
So it is it is a
friendly.
MagFed only game first and foremost.
Okay,
So
perfect.
that we will I'm not gonna use this time to argue about what is and is not a MagFed only, but we
You're
will
smart.
specify the different on the event page that will be laid out.
Very smart.
But yes, and again, Eric being the gentleman that he is, has allowed this to be a bring your own paint, a bring your own first strike event. we will have options to pre-order First Strike, and uh, October 1st is the date.
Okay.
Like we may have mentioned earlier, I forget the pricing. Looking at $15 for pass holders, $40 entry for non-season pass holders, and that will also be big game paint pricing in effect
Oh, that's great.
for
Wow.
that game.
Wow.
Um, since it's going to be the beginning of fall in New England, unfortunately, we're not going to be allowed smoke grenades. Um, but we will. We have been approved thunder bees, other like paint grenades. There may or may not be some mines in the game, some uh, like directional C4 type booby trap sort of things. Um,
It sounds awesome.
Possibility, maybe, maybe not.
Okay. Wow.
Obviously,
All right.
this being MagFed, full auto is on shields or on pistol only, of course. Um, standard MagFed rule set. No hoppers. Box mags will be allowed, but um, they will be balanced. We're trying to keep things balanced. Like shield players and box mag players will have to uh, pre-reg with production before going onto the field, and they will be marked like a specific ribbon, so we know that they are allowed to use those markers and have been, taken into account. And if there are people playing with maybe not markers they're supposed to be, then we'll end up getting some penalty points for the team there. Um, let's see what else. It's going to be very team-based game modes and missions. We do. Everyone likes great, long shots. We're all first strike shooters. A lot of us here, most of us, some of us, I should say, are definitely, solely first strike shooters. We love nice long shots, but it's the missions and where the points matter. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very mission heavy and mission specific in order to get the points you need to win the game. So um,
That's excellent. That is excellent. So guys, if you didn't hear any of that, it's bring your own paint. It's bring your own FSR. It's MagFed only. No smokes, because it is fall in New England. Shields, pistol only. Box mags, but they're going to be regulated. Number per team. There's no rate of fire cap. Um, did we cover drones?
so
I know
I
that's a
think
weird question. I didn't
it,
ask that in the dry run either. I'm doing it now.
no, and,
So
and I know. I mean, if you know me,
yeah, exact. That's why I had
so
to ask. I was just a. It's a back
so
burner question.
the drone. There will definitely be drones involved in the paintball game.
Okay.
There may or may not be other. See, now you're bringing me down paths I maybe
I
didn't
know.
want to go down
I know.
yet,
I
but
did. I did.
there may or may not be other remote controlled vehicles.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say about
Perfect.
that subject right there. Whether or
Perfect.
not whether or not the average player is going to be able to use a drone or not, that's still undecided. But
Okay.
there will be drones involved in the gameplay,
All right.
uh,
Perfect.
unless it's raining, of course. But
Right.
we are making arrangements for all weather scenarios.
That's excellent, and yeah, I didn't mean to throw you the complete curveball, but I figured I had to ask because it was first of all on this weird little list that I made here with a bunch of questions, and then I know you, and I know for a fact that if there's an opportunity to even get footage, you would want to do that. So I had to ask. I had to see if drones were even a thing, if that was even a part of the gameplay. But no, you don't have to give anything up.
100%.
Beautiful.
100% will
Beautiful.
be. You'll be used to hearing that sound that you hear when I'm around. There's
Okay.
gameplay happening
I
for the
knew it.
most part.
It's that special little whir for those of you that don't know. and then you'll look later and you'll be like, wow, how'd you get that amazing shot of me and at the field? Like, how did you do that? And it'll just pop up randomly because that's usually how I get notified. I just see these amazing pieces of footage and I'm like, holy shit, John just made this like really crazy, cool, incredible video. And if you guys haven't seen John's work, you should probably go check it out. One shot in particular, I know this isn't Black Horizon specific, but that one shot that you got at 0 hour this year is like, I'm gonna say probably one of the sweetest shots I've seen, just because of the composition, the overall composition. It's a still. I think it's a still from a drone shot, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Do you know which one I'm?
I'm gonna assume it's the beginning of day one with all the smoke grenades and
It's
stuff going
the
off.
beginning of day one with all the smoke grenades and everything going off. It was freaking
Yeah,
sick. It was
yeah.
awesome. That was like one of the
It's
coolest shots, dude, I've
it's
almost seen in the world of paintball. It was sick.
it's one
It was sick.
one of my favorite drone shots to date, and I also got one of my favorite pieces of video Sunday morning when I got
Mm.
the everybody running to the 50 was
Yeah.
so yeah, there will be, unfortunately, I most likely will not be flying the drone because I'll be busy, but
Yeah. You'd be running the
there
game.
there there will be drones involved for sure. But yes, 0 hour was a good time, and there's no way we'll come anywhere near, you know, what they're capable of doing. But you know, they set a very high bar, but we're definitely look towards them and have their games that have gone on, and we'll definitely take what we've learned from that and the stuff that we've enjoyed and maybe not enjoyed so much.
Yeah. That's what we.
Hopefully we can live up to the hype I'm trying to hype, but we're gonna have a good time no matter what,
Oh, absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. MagFed only game, it's going to be fun no matter what. And I think, again, like you touched on an important topic, which I think we'll cover a little bit later too. Um, but it was definitely something along the lines of learning what you liked and you didn't like from the last 0 hour experience. And I think that's important because a lot of producers, myself included, over the past 10 years, have always gleaned from other fields, locations, field owners, players, and games. In particular, games. You go to games, we all go to different games, we see what we like, what we don't like, what works, what doesn't work, and we try to put things into effect to kind of keep some semblance of uniformity and good game design. So I'm glad that you brought that up because that's important for other people to hear. You're not just like winging a game. You're taking experience from, you know, previous paintball parks and previous events that you've traveled to and applied it to Black Horizon. So I think that's pretty important to note, especially for people that are interested in coming to a MagFed only game. You know, you guys that do play MagFed, you know, you definitely like immersion. You like things to be a specific way, and I know John likes things a specific way too. So this game is definitely gonna fit the bill for MagFed 100%. And as far as, let's say, I don't know, you mentioned missions. I feel like we should jump into missions a little bit. And
We
with
can jump in a little bit.
a
Just
little bit.
A
Yes.
little bit.
Yes, I don't want to open the box. I don't want to ask about like anything in particular, anything you're not comfortable talking about. But will there be missions? Are there
There will most
certain
definitely be missions.
Okay.
Um,
Excellent.
and again, this being MagFed only, there will be a certain type of mission that I know a lot of people are expecting. Um, and without saying too much, you know, you will need some skills besides being able to shoot your paintball marker. Again, this is very team oriented and team focused. You're gonna have to work as a team. You're not gonna have a choice. The team that wins this game is going to be the team that is the most cohesive unit, that works the best, that gets all their guys together to work, as a whole team. It's going to be a mixture of a bunch of guys from a bunch of different teams. I'm sure there'll be some teammates, but basically, as in every big game, you spend the weekend with these guys, and you become a much bigger team, and you go to work, and you get the job done, and that's you're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to attack everything as a team and with a goal, or you're, you're not gonna be able to do it. It's just that's one of the very heavy points we're trying to make with this, and with the game design and the props and the mission design is just, sure, like you can, all teams have like that one guy that's really fast and gets to the checkpoint first, or gets to the flag first, or at least tries to, or whatnot. But you're gonna need that guy, but he's gonna need help too. So that's there will be, you're gonna have to know how to shoot too, obviously, and you're gonna have to make good shots too. But there's gonna be other things besides that you're gonna have to be good at to be able to do well at this. And I know, just even with our local guys, there's plenty of guys that are gonna be up for this challenge. They're gonna kick its ass. So I think it'll be great. It'll be great for me to even just be able to watch. So I would kind of be sad I won't be playing in it, but I can't wait to watch what you guys do with our ideas. And one of our good friends, Chris Ashley, has been working on some pretty unique props and designs, that hopefully are gonna challenge you guys and also be interesting and fun at the same time. So um,
That's
looking
awesome.
forward. Okay, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I'm pumped too. I'm super excited. Um, just based on the conversations you and I have already had about it, and it hasn't been in great detail, which I'm actually grateful for, because I want to be surprised. But I will backtrack a little bit and pick up what you said there about playing the observer role in your game. It's awesome. Being the observer in a game that you're producing or creating or even helping with is great, because if you're playing locally, even, you get to see the people that you play with on a regular basis in a game mode that you've created, and the feedback that you're getting is great. Even if sometimes it's not the best, it still feels good to have people be critical in an element where they've taken what you've created and enjoyed it to a level where they can actually give you feedback, and something where I think that'll help you with either the next game you roll out if you decide to, or other future games. But that's kind of like what you said earlier about picking up the pieces that you like and don't like in your games. And I'm really excited for Black Horizon, because I know that, again, our friends are going to have fun, but I know you're also going to have a good time in that observer role and watching. Even some of the players that decide to come in from out of state, because I know that there's going to be some MagFedders that want to come in and play into your game from not AG, from not the New England region, maybe a little bit further out. And if those players come in, first of all, they're going to have a blast. But second of all, I'm glad that we'll be at the spot where you've created something you can watch those new players come in, and they'll give you feedback too. They'll absolutely be there to let you know how you did. And again, I'm just one person, but I know the rest of us are super excited for this event. Like, as soon as you announced it, we were all like, yeah, MagFed only event. This is great. This is so good. And it's completely different. I'm just going to put this out there. It's completely different than Mayhem and what we do in Mayhem. It is not Mayhem. It is its own entity. It has something completely different. It has its own rule set. It has its own storyline. It has its own specific mission objectives. It is something different. I think what we do in Mayhem are mini missions, because it's still within the faction war realm, where I'm excited for yours because I know you are dedicated to a MagFed only experience that's not traditionally what we do. And I think that if I'm wrong, you can correct me, but that's how I feel. I feel like this is its own unique element, and I'm really excited to play it because I know it's going to be different. I know it's going to be something that we're not always used to playing, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna not forget about the stuff that works and that the tried and true sort of things that we've all played at other games. There will be a decent mixture, I think, of both of of a oh, I lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. Like new, like new, like
Something came up on the why isn't that not coming up over here? Something just came up on the question was asked there and it disappeared.
oh really? Did it pop up?
And something came up, but it didn't come up over here. I
Okay.
believe somebody asked something about if there would be vendors.
Oh,
So the
okay.
word vendors
Yeah,
flashed up.
I was looking for our multi chat. Yeah, right there. Katie was saying
Okay.
that Chris is a mad scientist. She's pumped for the mission props, and yes, that's absolutely true. I think we're all pumped for mission props. Um, and then Chris asked, "Will there be vendors at the event?"
That's in the works. I've been talking to. There's two different people. I've talked to. There will be obviously the Eric's Pro Shop. Uh, it's at the field, so obviously there's a kind of sort of a built-in vendor. But yeah, there are some other people that I've been working with, hoping that there will be at least one. I think that we might have two though. At the moment, maybe not. Maybe more. Who knows? But
Okay,
yes, I'm hoping for vendors to answer your question.
that's excellent. That's excellent. And then you also mentioned um, you're looking to do, just for those of you that are tuning in now, because I'm looking at our viewer list, and hi to new viewers. Hi to you guys. I just want to just kind of backtrack real quick. We're talking about Black Horizon. It's a MagFed only event. It's taking place 10-1 at AG Paintball in Ware, New Hampshire. Guys, if you don't know about AG Paintball, go to agpaintball.com. Check them out. We're talking right now with John Card of MagfedMenace, the game producer for Black Horizon, the event, and we were just going over some of like the hard facts, the nutshell facts, if you will, for Black Horizon before we got a little bit deeper into things. We just talked about missions a little bit, if there would be missions, and then I think that's going to lead me into asking you, John, about rule set. And when I say rule set, I mean, will there be penalties applied to players if they say grab the wrong objective, or if they're not doing the correct thing? Will the rules allow for like I don't know, maybe like special weapons of some kind, or are there certain parameters to your rule set? Are there mission? I know this is a multifaceted question, but are there certain times that missions go off, or just just rule set based questions, anything like that you could answer for players about Black
Yeah.
Horizon?
So without giving away again
Yes.
too many of the details that I'm
Don't do
kind
that.
of trying to hold on to.
Yep. Don't do that.
Um, One again, going back on the learning from things that we liked and didn't like on big games. Um, One of the things I learned, and it kind of I kind of had to learn it the hard way, is that there's definitely like a an inner side to like MagFed big games, and what I mean by that is like there's definitely there's chat groups that come up. The event pages usually there's heavy discussion in there, or meme wars or stuff like that, or sort of things like this where there's Q&As where you can get information on the games and what's going to happen. Because I know it's frustrating when you spend a lot of money and you go away to like a different state or whatever. You spend money on paint and first strike and accommodations and gas money and all those sort of things, and then you get there and then the game starts and what am I even supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm supposed to shoot the other team,
Right.
but
Paintball.
like what exactly am I supposed to be doing? that's one of the things. I'm gonna make it clear in the beginning or up front, that I'm gonna give you guys information that you're gonna need to get started, but part of the game is going to be getting the information that you're gonna need to move forward and to progress in the game. I'm not gonna just hand everything to you. Yeah, the general rule set will be out there, will be known much way before game day, but there will be mission specific rules that you won't find out until you find out during the game. And in
Awesome.
answer your question about penalties, there will be penalties for certain things. Again, this is going to be a bring your own paint, bring your own first strike. We will be checking what people are using. We'll be paying attention, when you're loading up. You're paying attention. You're going out on the field. Um, Again, this isn't like a field that doesn't usually have first strike rounds there, and like 1 or 2 weekends a year they have first strike rounds at the field. These refs know what to look for, with first strike round shots, and they also know what's legal and not legal, and what hot sounding first strike shots sound like, because that's
It is a
one of
thing.
those things.
True.
So yeah, some people just think first strike is scary or cool. I mean, I think it sounds wonderful. I like that adrenaline rush when you hear that whiz right by your ear.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that almost hit me.
Yep.
But so we'll be paying attention for the people that might be looking to be there not to have a good time, but to cause other people a difficult time.
Unsavories.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
we'll definitely going to be paying attention for that, and this, you know, this is just for us to have fun and to bring MagFed to adventure games.
Yep.
Not that it's not there now, but on a big game, in a big game sense, like, hey, we've been playing MagFed there for a while now. This is just something that was coming naturally. It's If I didn't do it, somebody else was going to do it soon, and I figured, I try to listen to people when we play there. As you know very well, you have games there every other weekend. Where we all talk, that game mode that we've been playing at Faction War recently has been, a very hot topic. We've all been discussing it and, talking with you about how much we enjoy it. So I think there's no way for this to fail. It's going to be a learning experience at least, and it'll be a great time for everyone that goes. And we'll take the knowledge we get from it and apply it to what we bring to the table next.
That's awesome. That's a great way to describe it too, man. Because it's not ever really a failure. It really isn't. You can have bad experiences that happen, and kind of that's a segue into going backwards into what you were saying about people checking, making sure that we're all shooting the same rounds and no one's being a little unsavory, like I said. But I would say not even bad, but the roadblocks that you find sometimes in game production are the ones that allow you to remove them when you move on in the future and you do the next event. It's just a natural progression, like you said. And I think I want to add to what you said just a little bit on AG and the way that they do things. They do not mess around, and it's not just the staff, it's the whole community. Like it's a thing where I know it's a hot topic with a lot of other people, and some producers don't want to bring it up, and you don't want to jinx the game, you don't want to talk about these things. But where we sit, our community is very good at self-policing the events that we're at, even within our own group. When you're playing paintball with a group for a prolonged period of time, you gain trust, etc. But even within our group, we can always check and be like, hey, is your gun shooting a little hot, or hey, is this happening this way? And there's no contention pieces at all. So I feel like if people that are not even part of that decide to come in and like we said, they are unsavory, it's not even the ref staff, which already is a phenomenal ref staff. every member of that staff at AG is great, but I think the people that are there as well, in their eyes, are going to be equal parts important as they've always been, because our group, not just our group, all the groups at AG are super cognizant of what goes on at that field, because it's not just tight knit, it's just a really positive place. And like you said, we're there to have a good time. This event, everyone's going to have a good time at. And I'm super excited for it because, again, I know going to AG, it's going to be one of those safe environments where I'm not only going to go play with my friends, but an event like this, I'm probably going to make some new friends too. I'm probably going to meet some new people. You know what I mean? And I'm always excited for that opportunity. I think it's great. I think it's really, really great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, for sure, we bring in some people that haven't been to AG yet,
Yeah.
and they learn a new place that they enjoy. And if you maybe have been to AG in the past, but you haven't been in a couple of years, this would be a great time to come back and see it again because uh, Eric's definitely done a lot in the past couple of years, and there's a lot going on right now. Even the field that this game is going to be, basically half the field that it's going to be played on is being reworked at the moment. So he's put a lot into it recently. So if you haven't been there for a while, it's definitely a good time to come check it out again. And all love all over because you will.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Honestly, guys, if you haven't been to AG in a minute, get back there. I hadn't been in years and years and years. I showed up. Um, if you know New England MagFed's backstory, we call AG home and have proudly done so for a number of years now. And because of people that we've met in the community, such as John and all of MagfedMenace, to be honest, and the rodents and Double Tap, anti-heroes, like everybody we've met so far has been super supportive. Even the tournament players, I think you'll agree, when we go and we play, and when we go play tournament ball, it's incredible because um, it, all of our tournament players are equal parts like receptive, and sometimes, I'll be honest, they come and they play in the woods. So it's I don't know, it's a good experience uh, to have at AG versus just going to someplace. And sometimes there's just little groups and little cliques that interact sporadically. At AG, it's not like that. Everyone is a nice big happy paintball family, which is pretty badass. I know it's cliche to say, but it is. It's nice. It's a very refreshing thing to find. So back to Black Horizon real quick. I only got a couple more questions, and then guys, if you have any questions after we finish up with John about Black Horizon, let me know. You can just chat. Just type into the chat what it is. I think I have multi-stream chat enabled, so I should be able to see all of your chats from every different source that we're streaming to right now. Don't worry about it. I should be able to field it. If not, and I don't get to your question, I apologize. That's me and my understanding of technical knowledge and know-how to set up an interview. So if I don't get to your question, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just going to ask a couple more questions with John here, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll leave enough time for questions. If there aren't any, we'll just have a quick discussion about paintball. We'll wait for a couple more minutes to see if anybody jumps in, and then again we'll wrap this up, and you guys will have a video. So if anybody has future questions about Black Horizon, they will know where to go. We'll have a repository set for them. So John, we already answered the question about what we think about AG, why you decided to host there, the community, the groups that are there, a little bit about the rule set. Does Black Horizon by any chance have any backstory? Is there any lore to Black Horizon? Because I know some players out there, they want to know if it's like if there's a story arc. And I'll say this, I am a lore guy. And I'll tell you why I'm a lore guy. Because usually in the lore of most games, yes, if you guys hear this later, you can mark my words on this shit. You go look at the lore for any paintball game ever, and you will find out the answers to how to play the game sometimes. I'm not saying that's true for John's game. I'm not saying that's true for games that have been played in the past, but usually lore is an important part because it tells you a little bit, not the whole story, but it gives you a little bit of an inclination as to how to play the game and what you should be looking for. So does Black Horizon fit that category? Is there any lore based anything, any storytelling in this?
Okay, so the first promo went out last month, and to answer your question, one of your questions, um, there is definitely information hidden in each video that will be dropped between now and October 1st, and even on
Beautiful.
the morning of October 1st.
Excellent. All right. Good. Good.
There, without getting, I don't want to give it all away, but maybe having the videos saved on your phone or the web links quickly accessible, or maybe just watching the videos a couple of times, because what they are, they're short, they're concise, and I try to sort of put a little bit of information all on the screen at once, so you can't, unless you're paying attention, you can't really get all of it in one look. You have to look more than once.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I know that first
Okay.
video, it's only it's under 30 seconds long. It doesn't seem like it's much of anything. It's kind of an homage, actually, to 90s sci-fi sort of movies. It's, if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I don't want to say it's like a direct rip-off of a certain movie, but if you look at it, you can tell exactly what movie it's from if you're into sci-fi sort of alien sort of thing.
Not saying anything.
And that might also be sort of a little bit of a segue into the lore that's behind this. There is a storyline.
Okay.
Uh, let's see, how much do I want to?
Don't
How
you
much
don't go crazy because you should only give
I
as
will
much as you're
expand
comfortable
upon
with.
that first promo video a little bit.
Okay,
So
perfect. That's
this
good.
says, as you learned in the first second or two of the video, it's obviously it's set on planet Earth. It is the year 2047, and you're getting a view of the Earth from just outside, the Earth's upper atmosphere. It's just a satellite looking at the Earth, and in from the bottom of the screen comes creeping some black object that basically hits the satellite. The satellite is no more. The screen goes to static, and there's a certain phrase maybe that comes across the screen, and you get the date and the fact that it's a bring your own paint and bring your own FSR. Yeah, just sort of a little teaser and a little hint at what it is. It's on the surface, it kind of looks like maybe it's the same story that you've heard a lot of different ways from a lot of different places, but it's sort of intended again to sort of look like that. It'll look familiar, but when you're all said and done, and you know the end of the story, or at least maybe not the end, but the next step, I want people to kind of, feel that, well, I didn't see that coming, or I didn't think that was going to be the answer to the questions that I had in my head. So,
right. Some nail biter. Okay. Okay.
again, without giving too much away, but there is.
I love it.
I like the storytelling aspect of big games. Also, that's why I've been working on promos and stuff like it takes a minute. It is usually, I'll be honest, not worth it, but we do it anyways because they're fun, and we do need to give the people that are paying attention, bits of information. But I feel if I do what I want to do now, how I want to do it, and it turns out, not great this first time or not huge, which I'm fine with. We'll take what we learned from it and apply it and make the next one better. But again, we've been paying attention, we've been trying to listen to people and what they like, so that's where part of my storytelling that is coming and will continue to come as the days go by. Just will be slowly kind of releasing things, and once they're all out there, if you put them all together, you kind of get the the full story, kind of like you know episodic miniseries sort of thing, where
Absolutely.
the first one you're building the backstory and the storyline and the characters, and as you get deeper into it, you start to learn more. Every episode you watch. So
That's sick. That's
um,
awesome. See, so all of you that were asking me about backstory and lore, you not only have an answer, but you have more than an answer, because this guy is going so far as to give you little snippets, little pieces of a montage that you might even want to keep handy. Did you hear that? You might want to keep this handy. It might have something to do with the game. It's going to give you a little bit of insight. Um, so again, pay attention to every single one of these little videos. Now, you said you're gonna do like a collection of them? Is there gonna be maybe one more? Or can we expect another type
oh,
of?
there's gonna be a few more.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
So
Okay.
Eric's been pretty busy at the park lately, and we've got a lot of stuff finished that we just need to put online. And once registration's open and stuff like that, then there'll be more to follow pretty quickly. There will be there'll be at least 5 in total. So there's only one at the moment, but there's 5. Again, I don't want to get too far into it, but there's 5 that are planned, and there's a couple of them that are already done. So
That's awesome.
there might be one. All right, so
Don't
we're
say
already
anything.
talking about it. So
Don't
there
okay.
might be there might
Okay.
be one already scheduled for the very near future. I'm not going to tell you how near the future is, but
All right.
again, now that the first promo's been out, and hopefully we've answered a lot of questions um, that people might have with this, and will have. But now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead maybe and stir the pot a little bit more with the next promo, and maybe bring up a whole another set of questions.
Ooh. All right. It might. Sounds like we might have a secondary interview uh, coming up, because I'll probably have questions. I'm a lore guy. I need to know. Like the storyline is what gets me. It's what intrigues me. I think it's what's done so for most of the games that I've played. I love knowing what a game producer is thinking, and I think it gets overlooked a lot of the times too. Most people just want to go out and shoot. They don't really like. I don't know. They don't really pay attention to what the storyline is, and that's unfortunate. This one, guys, again, this is a storyline you're not only going to want to pay attention to, but look for those little videos. Look for these little caps, man. These things, that's sick. That's an awesome way to stay up on the game as well, and keep yourself intrigued. Well, the last question I had in this little bracket, because I have a couple more, but the last one I have here: is there a hard start time? Is there like a specific like be on the field at this time, or you're not gonna get the full experience, or can a player like roll in and they'll be okay to just like, okay, I'm a little bit late, I can hop in, or should? And the only reason I ask this is because we're paintballers. We know how this goes. We've lived this
You run on
life.
MagFed time, yeah.
We run on MagFed time. Right,
That's right.
absolutely. Absolutely. We will talk about the shade of every leaf color we saw on the tree while we were out there playing paintball. And it's okay. I'm there for it. But just to be real, because this could be one of those games, should players be ready out the field ready at a specific time? Is there a hard start?
The so there will be, obviously, there will be a hard start. I'm well aware of MagFed time.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to say I don't want to punish people that are going to be late, but it will definitely be beneficial to be on the field um,
That's
when
key.
when you should be. And there may even be a certain group of people that might be out on the field even before the rest of the people are out on the field.
Okay.
So, and again, I don't want to give away all the information that people need to play the game before it happens.
Absolutely.
Part of the game and the gameplay is going to be learning what you need to do by completing the missions and by completing certain tasks during the day. So you may not know what to do if you miss the first mission or the first part of the mission, or you may need to collect three separate things to be able to get to the next thing. And if you don't know what the things are, then you might be SOL. You're gonna have to find somebody that does know or was on time. So,
No.
but again, the community, especially at AG, is friendly and definitely willing to help people. But it will be beneficial to pay attention. And I know there are plenty of people out there that just like to paint faces. So there will
Yep.
be plenty of time for that. Um, just make sure you got somebody from your squad that's paying attention at
Yeah.
least. That can relay information to everybody else.
Truth. That's yeah. I laugh at that, but that's usually my role because I like to pay attention. I like knowing rules and I like knowing like the confines of said rules. Not to necessarily break them, but to know what I should be looking out for. And so I'm usually the guy that'll fill you in, but I'm with you. I know a ton of people that just want to go out and it's trigger time, and that's it. That's all they want to do, is paint faces. And you know what? We kind of expect that, don't we? We
Yeah.
expect that people are gonna just want to go out and shoot, and so there's nothing wrong with that. It's paintball.
There will be a place for that, but you'll want those people on your team, but you're gonna want people that are gonna pay attention as well, and also like you know you're gonna want a good strong team leader.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need that. So people can do things as an individual. They don't want to say like there's no I in team, blah blah blah. That sort of thing. But and you can have fun by yourself, sure. But you're gonna want to just get your buddies together, maybe form up a little bit of a squad or something, and you know work with your teammates to clear these objectives and get missions done, and you'll have a good time, and you'll earn points, and you win games.
And maybe make some new friends. Maybe
That's
you'll
right.
get squatted up with a group that you've never met or played with before. And I mean, come on, guys. Like that's kind of the way that paintball should be and is that we meet new people. We want people to be excited. And I don't think I could think of a better group of ambassadors than not just the people at our field, the group at our field, but all different fields. There's tons of you out there. AG is not unique in that fashion, but it is unique in the sense that with a game like this, I feel like a lot of our local players are gonna appreciate again having a MagFed scenario, and and again, like guys, this is not. I brought it up before in the conversation. This is not what we do in Mayhem. Mayhem's more of like a meetup style. Just being real about it, like it is. It's more of a meetup style where this is a scenario game. This is a little bit different. It's outside of the realm of what we do. Both are fun. Both are totally necessary. Um, but was a little bit unique in that sense. And I think that again, you've done an awesome job describing the rules for everybody. Um, the backstory. Thank you for satiating me and telling me about the backstory. I'm happy that there's lore, and covering just like I said, all the basics of the game. Um, and if you guys missed any part of it, you can go back. You can watch this video a little bit later. All the information for right now, I should say, that we know about Black Horizon is here from what John has told us. But it sounds like there might be a second interview in the works in the future because as these little snippets drop, I know that more questions are going to be asked because you guys already sent me like frickin' 50 questions over the course of like 2 days for this guy, and I just had to pick out the best ones and keep time in mind. So I appreciate those questions, but for right now, I think this video in particular does a great job of telling people what Black Horizon is, and I think um, if there's anything that we've missed, obviously you can reach out to us at New England MagFed. You can reach out to John at MagfedMenace. I'm pretty sure that if not even on the team page individually, if we have friends that are watching, you can message and just ask questions. It's just
Sure.
it's a basic thing. But yeah, I think the only other questions I have here are just regular questions that people have asked. There's only like 2 or 3 left. They're good. Some of them are good. We already covered rate of fire. Somebody asked about rate of fire. Is there any rate of fire? There's no cap on rate of fire. Just what field limits are. So if the field has a specific limit for balls per second, if you have a T15 that just rips at like 20.5, or you got 21 balls per second, we're probably going to throttle a little bit. It's going to be dependent again on what the field determines is the best rate of fire for people to play at, where everyone's having fun and not getting an entire rope to the chin. Ammo capacity, we already covered that. Box mags, we covered shields and nades. We got a little bit of a heads up on drones. I'm not saying too much. We don't have to go there. we don't have to rehash the drones. It is a bring your own paint event. It's a bring your own first strike event. There may be vendors. We'll cover that in a maybe a future interview. Guys, if you need to pick up paint and first strike, there may be a pre-order for that coming up as well. Let's see. We covered mission types. We covered rule set. We covered backstory. Let's see. Man, we got a lot done. We covered a lot.
You did.
We covered a lot. Here, let's see.
One thing I want to throw back out there that
please.
I didn't bring up yet is I'm still looking for generals for this game.
Okay.
I will make it worth your while to be a general. I have a couple of offers out there and a couple of people that I have talked to that are interested, but we don't have anything nailed down yet. So if you are, especially somebody who has not played at AG before, specifically for my away team, or maybe if you've played before but you haven't played there recently, or maybe you just haven't played there a bunch, but at least someone whose home field is not AG would be preferably for the away team, just for the sake of the gameplay and the way it's kind of written. I feel like that would work best, just for the way the game goes. So if you're interested in being a general, your entry and paint and a few other things would be taken care of. If you're interested in being a general, send me a message or send Clay a message. Let's talk about it. But back to what you were gonna say.
No, I'm glad you covered that. I'm glad, because that wasn't in the list of questions. In fact,
it was not.
It wasn't.
I just remembered that.
It was not only not in the dry run, but it wasn't in the list of questions. The other questions I have are fantastic, though. Some of them are awesome. Some of them I threw in here a while ago and I forgot about. A couple are from other players. John, on a scale of 1 to 9, how much do you love America?
Ooh, which one is the most and which one is the...
9's the highest.
Okay, so I'm probably going to go with... I'm going to go with 9, probably.
Excellent.
Pretty okay with America. Maybe not all the people in it or everything that we do, but...
Fair. That's
could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. Let's put it that way. It could be a lot worse.
I like that. I like that assessment. Do you love puppies?
That's a sensitive subject, because I maybe tagged my wife in a puppy post earlier and it might have disappeared way too quickly and it might have got a little bit sad about it. But next question. Let's move on.
Okay.
Quickly.
All right. How about freedom? Do you love freedom?
Oh, I do, I do enjoy freedom.
Excellent.
I don't know how much we have of that anymore, and I kind of miss it, but I do enjoy
It was good.
freedom.
It was
It
good,
was
wasn't
good.
it? It was good. It tasted good. I think it tasted good before COVID, before we lost our sense of taste.
Yeah,
Oh, did you see what I did
yeah.
there? That was
You know,
that was grimy. That was dirty,
we
but I did
can't
it. I
do
said it.
can't do much
It's my
anymore
stream.
without
I can do what I
getting
want. I
people
can
mad.
do what I
So
want.
it's,
That's true.
speaking of puppies, here's
What?
Pepper.
No way.
Here's Pepper. She's
If
a
you,
lot of
I
friend.
swear, like if she even goes on that stream,
Oh,
people are just gonna come to the
she's
event.
walking away. She
Okay.
ran away. I can't do it.
Oh,
Sorry.
damn, that's all
I
right.
was gonna.
It's all right. We'll get her on the
I
second
was
interview.
gonna.
We'll get her on the second one because, like,
We
we'll
will.
say we've already asked, like, do you love America? Do you love puppies? And do you love freedom? Like, if you guys don't come to Black Horizon, I don't know. These are the three most important fucking questions of the evening, to be honest with you. Like the game rules and stuff, awesome. That's great. I'm glad we covered that. But if you don't like puppies and freedom, I don't know. Should we allow people in? Should we really like? Could we put that on the waiver? See? Oh, oh, friend. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that face in a minute. I haven't seen both of those faces in a minute. But oh my
Yeah.
goodness. All right, see? See guys, if you don't come to Black Horizon, you do not like puppies, nor do you like freedom. So now you have to go. That's it. Questions have been answered. But in all seriousness, guys, again, if you do have questions about the event, you want to know more, please do not hesitate to message myself or John Card and ask about the event. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you have. If you need directions, you need questions on accommodations, say you're coming in from out of town, you need to find a place to stay. You need to find a place to eat while you're out here as well. I can totally help you with that. I think all of us can help you. We all like to eat at AG, and shout out to Chef at Snack Shot, who might be cooking on that day. And if you guys decide to come to AG on any other day, you're gonna get fed pretty well. But that being said, guys, again, if you have any questions about Black Horizon, MagfedMenace, NEM, or any of the topics that we brought up tonight, please feel free to message us. And John, is there anything that you want to give to the people before we wrap up the live stream? Is there anything that we missed, or even any advice that you just want to get? Anything you want to say to the people?
I can't recall if we mentioned that there will be giveaways.
What?
I might be giving away the chest rig from Menace's new sponsor, BodyArmorOutlet.com.
What? Wait, hold on. What? Okay. I didn't even think that there was. That wasn't in the questions either. That's a mind-blowing thing right there. To even think that there'd be a giveaway or raffle or anything of the kind. So guys, if you just heard that, I think that's a really great way to wrap things up. So if you missed everything else and you just caught the tail end, oh yeah, there's a giveaway from Body Armor Outlet. That is sick. That's awesome.
And you should maybe check out Body Armor Outlet, and if you use the code MenacePB, you can get 5% off your order.
Really? That. All right, that's pretty schwanky. All right, I'm just gonna. I'm not typing that into the search bar right now. I'm not doing that. I'm not going on the Body Armor Outlet. That's not me. Well, I'm sorry. I got an interview first. I'll do that after. Now you got me searching for things I probably shouldn't be buying right now, but you gave me a little code, so I might just go do that. Just saying. But anyway.
It'll work for you.
Oh yeah.
Save yourself a few dollars on some stuff you need.
Do I need a new plate carrier? Sure. Definitely need a new plate carrier.
We all do. We all do.
I know, it's true. It's not a lie. Well, I will say this, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for joining us in tonight's live stream. Again, if there's any other questions or concerns, please let us know. John, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, absolutely, man. We'll definitely do this again. I think when if not even on the next drop, but the one after that, at any one of these points in times, now that you're telling us there's going to be some lore to catch up on, we'll make it make it another interview, because I know I'm gonna get questions from people. So I appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, I had a good time. Hope you all out there. If you have any questions, feel free reach out. If you have any ideas, reach out. And if you know anyone that wants to be a general, or you yourself want to be a general, make sure you reach out.
Beautiful. All right, brother, man. Well, hey, thank you again for joining us. Guys,
No problem.
have an excellent rest of your Friday evening. I will probably be live streaming here in the next, like, maybe hour and a half-ish. We did the Diablo 4 campfire chat session. And now we've just completed the Black Horizon scenario interview. Guys, again, reach out to us, look back through the video, and again, have a great rest of your evening.